So blogging is not exactly my strong suit, nor is it my primary job. So I've been working around the new house, and I keep doing a few things here and there, and I think, man, I really should have blogged this. So I'm going to walk you through it right now real quick. I think this is one of the biggest absolute mistakes that I see all the time. And it's one of the most important things that you should be doing at your house. Whether you're building a new house or you just bought a new house that was built from years ago from somebody else, you need to look at water mitigation. Water is not your friend. I think I talked about this in another episode when I was redoing the bathrooms, but I see this done. We looked at maybe 20 or 30 houses before we settled on this one. And most of the reasons, I would say probably 80% of the reasons that we didn't buy the houses that we were looking at was foundation issues and water mitigation issues. So let me give you an example. I'm going to look at our neighbor's house real quick. And this is so typical of what we saw. Their house seems to be built pretty well, but you see the gutters, they come up down the house, and the gutter comes down to like a little pad right there where the water comes out. All that water comes off the roof, and that's,
if you think about a light to medium rain over 12 square inches for about 20 to 30 minutes is roughly about half an inch.
And all that roof line water is coming down right here on the house at the foundation and right away. I think North Carolina, I think their code says today that it should be taken 4 feet away from the house. And I've heard that they may be even changing that to 8 feet away from the house. So what I did, and I should have blogged this and I apologize, is that
not only should you take it away from the house, but you should be taking it in the right direction.
So if you look right down here, you can see the water was coming off the roof line here and right off the side. Okay. If you look at the ground, it's fairly flat, right? So it was coming off right there by the house, and it was being taken further away than my neighbor's house, of course, but it was sitting here. So the water was piling up. Okay. It should have been taken, and I've rerouted it to come off the back side of the house to here. Now, it may be kind of hard to see, and I apologize, but there's a slope in this ground that runs away from the house. So I took the gutters that were there and I realigned them. And I'm buying some new extensions. So these are the original extensions that were on the house. I'm going to buy new ones and take it away further. So it'll probably come out somewhere about here. So I'm getting it further away from the house. Now, let's look at another place. So I pretty much had to redo all the gutters directions. Like if they could choose a place to route the water, it was literally the wrong place. And I'm going to throw some pictures up. I took some pictures earlier, but now you can see this is coming off back to the house. And they didn't even have an extension here. What they had was a kind of like S-turn that came over, and it was dumping the water onto the patio. So all that water was going onto the patio, and because of that, it would get cold in the winter. So you can see we've got some cracked tiles here. We got some missing grout. There's some missing tile. If we go around to the other side, there's some missing tile here. And there's cracking because all this water was being dumped onto their nice patio. So I got to repair all that. But I'm going to take it off the back of here. Instead of routing it it was like an S-turn that came right here. I don't know if you can see that. S-turn that came in and dumped it right here. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to bring it away from the house. So getting it away from the foundation, number one. Keeping it off the patio so we won't have any more cracking and problems with the patio in the future, or just settling issues. Part of this cracking could be for settling because the water was running right to the edge here and piling up and causing it to settle. So think about how it's routed. Now I'm going to talk about another issue when it comes to this. So let's go look up the other side. I know you haven't been here before, So let's just orient yourselves, right?
Okay, so over here is the south. It's about 10:30 in the morning. Sun is just coming up to the east. And then over here is the north.
Okay. So the ground is fairly decent.
So over here on the north side of the house,
this ground is super soggy and wet. And the reason why is, as you can see, it doesn't get any of the morning sun. My neighbor's house is over here. It doesn't get much afternoon sun before their house throws shade over here. So the ground doesn't dry out. So I'm going to throw a picture up from the home inspection that shows underneath the house, and it's along this wall here. And there's some efflorescence that's going on. So what that means is that
water's piling up, and
calcium and all sorts of stuff is penetrating this wall onto the other side.
And think about a house plant. You ever see a clay pot that has those like white concentric rings around it?
That's from efflorescence. Water goes through, the minerals, the calcium kind of leak through, because this is permeable. This isn't waterproof because this doesn't have a basement. Now, because they were routing the water from here, you can see where the trench was right here. Right along here, they were routing it to the side here into this area where it couldn't really dry out.
So I rerouted along here and put that there too. Hold it down, and I've ordered some new drainage pipes, and I'm going to take it out further into the yard
and get it away from the house.
So then I did the same thing
on the front. So here's where the electrical is, and there's where the gas is.
But they had this drain pipe running right here. So I've already moved the downspout and turned it toward the west side of the house, and I'm going to take it further down into the yard away from the house. So it'll get the afternoon sun and actually dry out. It will dry this area out as well, and hopefully we'll have less problems with drainage and efflorescence foundation.
When you first move into a house, put extensions on your house. Do not put these little extensions. Get it at least 8 to 10 feet away from the foundation, because of anything that you can do to your house, if you mess up the foundation or you have foundation issues, that's a huge problem. Not only is it going to kill your resale value, again, I looked at like 20, man, I don't even remember. We looked at a ton of houses that had foundation issues that I just said, nope, walking away. I'll tell you about one house real quick. Okay, so if you look at our crawl space.
Right here. And on the other side of the bush, there's a downspout right here. We looked at one house. And as we started looking at the house, it had just started to rain. And it was super nice. We really liked it, and we're getting ready to put a bid in on it. And just as we were finishing up our tour with our real estate agent, who is awesome, and by the way, he put up with me a lot. I'll probably drop a link to him down below, because that guy rules. Because I kept finding issues with houses and rejecting them. But anyway, as we were getting ready to leave, the rain stopped. And I was like, hey, since it stopped raining, let's go look around the house. But when we were in the house, you would notice a very, very slight ridge about down the center width-wise of the house. And I kind of figured, when they built the house, maybe they got that center joist a tad bit out of level from the rest of the joists. And that's the only reason that there was just a tad bit of a ridge in that area. And it was only a tad bit of level. You could only tell if you were like really, really paying attention. So we go around the back side of the house, and they had gutters almost exactly like this, where the gutter is like almost right next to the crawl space. It just came down from the house like it does here and came right out. No extension, no little kickoff pad or whatever that little extension is called that I just showed you a few minutes ago at my neighbor's.
And the water was literally coming out of the downspout. They had mulched kind of all the way around it. Why, I don't know. But the water was literally coming out of the downspout and going right up under the house, right into the crawl space. And we opened up the crawl space door, and there was literally a 1/4 inch of water underneath there. there was frogs, there was lizards living in there. It had obviously been going on for a long time. And as soon as that, I was like, nope, not happening. You don't know what kind of mold issues you're getting. You don't know what kind of mildew issues. I mean, best case scenario, they can dry it out. Worst case scenario, literally, you're going to have thousands and thousands of dollars in mold remediation. Black mold can be toxic, allergies. I mean, foundation issues. You have no idea what kind of problems. As soon as I saw that, I was peace out. I gotta go. So when you buy a house, go around the house, or when you build a house, go around the house. Make sure the contractor that's building it is, first of all. So I like this house because if you think about it, look at this. I'm gonna try to put it down so you can see. The soil in back is higher than the ground. So the soil is being angled away from the house, so that way water will have a tendency to run away from the house and from the foundation. Now, I've got to go in here because it's been years, and I got to regrade this because over time it'll settle. So you see, it's a little flatter here than it is here. So I got to take the mulch out, break it out, and regrade it away from the house. So that's the other thing is when you build a house or buy a house, let's say you're building a house, right? The landscaper, when they're doing their site plan, should be creating an angle of dirt that's higher at the house and lower away from the house. So that way, again, water has a tendency to run away from the house. Well, over 5 or 10 years.
So guess what? That soil's going to settle. So you need to come back every so often, every maybe 5 to 7 years, and add some more soil back to the back of the house and regrade it because that soil is going to compact.
So after 5 or 6 years, it should be maintaining that angle away from the house because it's nice and settled. But you've got to come back and do it. I've seen houses where higher up close and then lower toward the house. So water was actually running toward the house because
the soil had settled.
Again, you're creating problems for your foundation. I come and see a house like that and go, well, how many years has it been looking like this? What kind of foundational issues do I have? So yeah, if you've just bought a house that you've just built, just understand you need to keep an eye on it because this soil will settle and you want the water running away from the house, not back towards your foundation. So you may need to get a landscape crew or just get some buddies on a weekend and some beer and some steaks and a couple of truckloads of dirt and go around the house and add some more soil so you're keeping and maintaining the angle away from the house. Look at how the gutter installer has installed the gutters on a new house. So if they put it in the right direction, or is it running down the patio? Is it taken at least 8 feet away from the house so that way the water's not piling up at the foundation and causing settling issues? Is it the right direction? If you're on, say
the north side of the house,
just like we are over here, where it's not getting much sun, is the look at the ground. Is it moist?
Is it soft? Like this is really soft. If you are standing with me here right now, you would just be kind of squishing along with your feet just sinking into the mud because they were draining the water away at least 4 feet from the house, which was good.
But they were draining it to the part of the side of the house that literally doesn't get much sun at all, so it doesn't get any time to dry out. So re-angle it away. I mean, just get some gutter extensions. Those are only like, these elbows are $2.50, $3 a piece. So you end up spending maybe,
I think I've got like 7 drains around this house, so maybe $20 in elbows. I mean, the extensions are going to cost a little bit.
And then take it away from the house. If it's 4 feet,
extend it out. Because think about it. The primary construction value of your house is your foundation and your framing.
Because if it doesn't matter how nice your house is, if the foundation's crap, guess what? No one's going to buy it. It's going to devalue the house. It's going to cause settling issues. It's going to cause cracks in your drywall. I mean, it's not a good thing. So anyway, go around the house. Again, if that's a new house or a house you're buying, look at how the soil is angled away from the house. Look at how the water is draining away. So, yeah, there you go. Talk to you later.